Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube. It is your girl Honey. Today people, we are talking about the 0 and the 29th degree in astrology. Now what's inspired this video is one of my previous videos I uploaded this week. I spoke about the cusp sign in astrology and how it's some BS, and there are people who are fighting for their lives in the comments talking about, you know what, I still believe in cusps, or cusps are a thing because of X, Y, Z and da-da-da. And that's what's inspired this video, is just to talk a little bit about these two particular degrees. Now, there are 30 degrees in each sign throughout the zodiac. However, the 0 degree and the 29th degree are considered as critical degrees or anaretic degrees. When we look at these particular degrees, it's very important to remember these types of degrees represent extremisms. Okay, it's extremisms, and these degrees are, or have been, or is about to go through a transition. However, if you have something at the 29th degree, right, which is, let's say your Sun, your Venus, your Mars, whatever, at the 29th degree, you are still that sign. Okay, so if you have Mars in Virgo at 29 degrees, you are not going to have any qualities that relate to the expression of your Mars in Libra. That's not what it means at all. You might have your Sun in Libra, your Mercury could be in Libra, your Moon could be in Libra, but in reference to the expression of your Mars at 29 degrees, your Mars has no qualities and no links to the sign of Libra. Okay, because that's why I think people kind of getting it confused when we're talking about cusps and the expression of a planet. Planet cannot be in two places at once. It's in one sign. So let's say you've got a planet that is in the sign, that is in a particular sign that sits at the 29th degree. Whenever I think about the 29th degree, the one thing that comes to mind every single time that makes me laugh, several years ago, they raided the Capitol. Like, I will literally put like pictures up and stuff, but they raided the Capitol. Like this has never happened. But to see it happen, that people actually went up in there like angry. Where was Mars at that time, people? Mars was in Aries at 29 degrees. What's Aries? The bonehead. Aries does not think. Aries just reacts and thinks later. And that's how a lot of people describe those types of people who ran up into the Capitol, which is funny to me. Mars is motivation, drive, temperament, reaction, response, energy. And when it sits in its home sign of Aries, it's very strong in terms of, yes, we are the warriors, we're gonna fight, we're gonna defend, we're gonna, like, that's what they were thinking, the people who raided the Capitol. I'm gonna do all of these things, but fuck the consequences. Do you know what I'm saying? Typical Aries energy. But that's what comes to mind. You see, none of that represents Taurus in any shape or form. Taurus is always thinking about, how am I going to be looking? When you look at the 29th degree, it represents an extremism of that sign and even that house, but especially that planet. When it comes to that planet, you are on the verge of completion. Okay, so in this lifetime, you are coming to a completion of the energy. So we can describe it as being a little bit more matured, if that makes sense, around the expression of that planet. And when you think about the planet at 0 degrees, so we can again say someone who's got their Venus at 0 degrees. Venus is your relationship desires, personal pleasures, how you earn your money. For you to have a 0 degree planet in your chart, in your previous life, again, we're looking at extremism. So loads of money or no money at all, you know, or there being some type of extreme restriction, because what happens in this life, you now being a 0 degree Venus, you're new to the energy. I describe it as it's the sign, the expression, but it's naive. So you're new to the energy. You might come into this life and you have access to your own money. Maybe in your past life, you didn't have access to your own money. Maybe in your past life, you had a lot of restrictions around your money. But in this life, I've got access to my own money. my money is my money. I'm very particular about how and where I spend my money. But what we're seeing is that the extremism, this is a new experience, more exposed to you having more choice with it. So even when you think about the moon, say you have a 0 degree Cancer moon, and in your previous life, there would be some links around you possibly not having a family. You know, extremisms to the point where I don't have a family, I didn't have kids, I never knew my mom, whatever it could be, there would be some type of extremism there. Whereas now you being a 0 degree Cancer sun, there's going to be more of an urge to, I want to have a big family. You know, I want to always cook at home. I want to be a stay-at-home wife who always bakes. There's more of the love and light, you know, around the 0 degree for that person, because there's more naivety around it. But they are here to explore energy in its natural form. And you know, like when you read like I call them rainbows and roses astrology, yeah, and they talk about, oh yeah, you know what, Cancer, they're so gentle, they're very friendly, they're soft, and they're sociable, they're this, like that's 0 degree. That is 0 degree placements. So I'm not saying that these people don't have hard times, because of course they do, but often their experiences is naive in the world. If you had a 0 degree Cancer moon, your moon is not going to express itself as though it's a Gemini moon. Does that make sense? If your planet sits in a sign, your planet is that sign. There is no expressing itself through this sign and through that sign. It is that sign. Also, what's important is the house placements. The house placements are huge, especially the angular houses, house 1, 4, 7, and 10. If you have those placements at 0 or 29 degrees, that represents extremism, okay? First house, extremism around who you are, how you relate to yourself, and also how you respond to your relationships, kind of relationships that you are having. What patterns do you have in your relationships? How do you connect again with yourself from those relationships, or off the back of those relationships? 10th house, 4th house, that can be in regards to your career, your public image, what your career journey is. There's usually extremisms between you wanting to be this big boss executive, whatever, and then also wanting to be a family person, a family man. You know, maybe you have a child very young and it has an effect on your career or how you want to be represented publicly. So it's almost like two extremes of, and this person is having to balance them. Now it's also important to look into the degrees in general, because you know each degree pretty much has a meaning to it. This is found through degree theory, which is also another video that I've got to do at another point in time, but I've written articles about it. I will link the articles in my comment section below. You know, you can look at Aries degrees. You know, Aries degree is 1 degree. Scorpio degrees is 8 degrees, 20 degrees. These particular degrees, especially on the ascendant, often highlight someone who needs to become more empowered in parts of their chart. This can be in regards to houses, this can be in regards to the planet, but there's a lot to do with empowerment, there being fear related to it. Like I said, I'll probably mention more about degree theory in a different video, but you get the drift, right? The degrees link us to particular signs, but when we look at the 0 and the 29th degree, these are extremisms, okay? So people, this is my very quick video on degrees. I hope you guys have enjoyed it, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.